Need to get
Coach
rid of
Truck.
everything over there.
I know.
High school football, man. Who, and y'all, expert opinions. Who would y'all say are the top 5 players in the city right now? Let's go and get messy.
Yes, sir.
Top 5 in the
Yes,
city.
sir.
Top 5 in the city. Because y'all go cover all these
Think
high
about
schools.
it. Now, Truck, you got to think about that.
You got
now,
to
Truck.
start at LCA with Cutter Bowley.
Yes, sir.
And Brady Hensley.
Absolutely.
Like one thing, Coach Meehan, he'll be on our show this week. He talked about LCA kind of been looking for that missing piece to get the championships. And Brady Hensley looks like he may be that piece.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know, 2 years ago, he led 6A in rushing for Madison Central, and then he had a injury-plagued year last year. So a lot of people forgot about him, and now he's at LCA
Yes, sir.
doing what he does.
That's 2.
Man, you say in the city?
In the city.
Think about
in
it.
the
And now we're
city.
talking in the city or in the state?
Nah,
the
just the
city.
city.
Just the city.
the city.
Lexington.
I think you go there, then you got man.
Think
Sayer,
about it.
Go ahead, Neil. You got. I was gonna say Sayer, man. Brock Kaufman has been putting
So
up
that's
crazy
3
numbers.
from Sayer, right?
Yeah, now, hold
No,
on
he
now.
said
Hold on.
LCA.
Oh, LCA, my bad, my
All
bad.
here's my whole thing about all this, right?
Go ahead.
It's just the classes, man. The
That's
classes.
true, but if you dominating the class,
Yeah,
that's
but some of
another
these
thing.
classes are just trash. And I'm just
I can't get mad
this ain't about no kid. I'm just making general statements.
Unless it's Frederick Douglass, but anyways, go ahead.
Oh, Frank does. They
So that's
cheat.
3.
so.
The Darian Talbot kid, man.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
I mean,
Yeah,
to
he's-
do what he did on that field.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I'm saying? I mean, you that was a case
That was a
of
performance.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? There was a lot of great talent on that field, and he outshone a lot of them, all that talent. Ooh,
It's a tough
man,
one, ain't it?
that's tough. And
Q put him to the fire early.
I'm trying to tell
man,
you.
I'm gonna go with a kid that a lot of people aren't talking about, man, on defense that has really shown a lot. Logan Julian from Taste Creek, man.
Okay.
This young kid, man, he. I think me and you were doing the game maybe where he got the fumble, caught the fumble recovery, scored the touchdown. He did all that in the span of like 3 plays.
Yeah, he did.
And he committed himself to football, and that kid has been balling.
He's good.
All right.
So I think that would be
That's Coach Truck's top 5 in the
but
city.
you know the whole issue with that though.
What's that?
And I'm just speaking candidly. Of course, my kid goes to Taste Creek, but to be honest with you, the sad part about it is none of these kids in the city won't go to Taste Creek. All because Taste Creek's located on Center Park when they say it's the ghettoest
Come on,
school
bro.
in the city.
That plays a part in a lot of it, man.
It
is, but it just plays a part in it.
$85 million school that they just built.
Yeah, I know.
They're not putting an $85 million school in the hood and not making sure that everything is taken. It's
I mean,
just,
we know that.
It's
you know,
dumb.
but
everything about it is just dumb.
It is.
Because when you look
It's
at
Lexington,
statistics, we can look at Frederick Douglass, we can look at Henry Clay, we can look at those 2 schools on top right there have more issues in those schools
talk
than
about
any
it, bro.
school in the city.
Talk about it.
But yet, anyway.
Guns, all that stuff.
But it's
Coach
great-
Buse,
it's
Coach
great-
Buse top 5.
It's a great coach over there, too, man. Coach Truck named a bunch from hitters now. I might
he
go the
did.
other way. Give me my guy and remember this name. You mentioned the kid that may end up being pro. This kid right here. Keelan Washington, a.k.a. Jaws.
Okay.
And the reason I
Jaws.
say that is this, y'all.
What
I
school?
watched this kid at
Bryan
Bryan
Station.
Station,
Yes,
running
sir.
back. I watched this kid at 5 and 6 dominate. I watched this kid in 7-8 dominate. I coached this kid at 9 and 10. He put kids out where they was like, I'm done for the day, coach. I'm and dominated. You know what I'm saying?
sir. Jaws.
I watched this kid at 11 and 12 dominate.
Yes.
I see them take the ball for kickoff return. Ran to the sideline, found a kid that was blocking, ran through his blocker and took the kid that the kid was blocking, ran him over, sent him to the emergency room. Mama thought he was paralyzed. Listen,
That's not funny, but man.
Jaws.
I hear what you said.
Jaws. I'll tell you, the kid's name is Jaws. The music player took me just the ball. You know, of course, JT Hass's son's nice. I like him.
Okay.
Coach Truck's boy, which I'm surprised he didn't name, Jackson Wasick from Lexington Catholic.
Okay.
Heck of a quarterback.
And that's surprising.
He got over 17. He got over 1,700 yards.
And he's surprised
nice.
because
He's nice.
he's a smaller quarterback,
I call
but
it
he's putting up
Jackson
numbers.
football.
Okay.
He's putting up numbers.
Yeah.
Football.
He's nice now. Of course, I like my guy, JT Haskins. I like his son. Then
You said
Jackson
Jaws
Watson,
and then
Jaws.
That's 3.
Coach Truck took a couple of mine. I ain't gonna lie.
you
But it's a
can-
lot of
you-
kids,
hey, you can-
man.
you can name
Chris
this-
Cutter and what's call it? What's the kid that get the big things player of the week? What's his name? No, the other kid from Dunbar. We He picked for this one. I can't remember his name.
Put Dunbar out there.
And too, Weddington has had a great year at quarterback. He might not be one of the best, but he's had a heck of a year.
Yeah, he's
with what
been up and down.
He has, but he's been
down.
more consistent than he's ever been. And, I mean, of course, like I said, them boys at LCA, the truth. Then Brock, then don't count what's got his son out? Chad Pence's son, the quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Yes,
had a
sir.
great year.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Great year. Yeah.
Yeah, so because over there you got Brock, you got
Charlie
Pennington, you got Slayball. Yeah.
All right. So then it's time to get messy. So I want to know this.
Oh, God.
I like it, Q.
It's time to get messy.
Come on, man.
Why is Frederick Douglass High School such a hot topic?
Let's go.
And that gets grown people in their feelings
on,
on
man.
social media all the time.
All the time.
Let's go.
Because we are that good.
We said we. Okay.
We are that good. Man, I think it's really just a case of, and I get this a lot, though. I think it's more so a lot of people are upset by the fact that when Frederick Douglass came, everybody else fell off.
Okay.
And I think that's kind of like where a lot of that is it's like, why can't we have everybody be good?
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's not.
I mean, that's part of it, man.
realistic.
That's not realistic. That's not sports.
realistic.
Yeah.
And especially in Lexington, I think what people don't realize is Lexington isn't Louisville.
They're not.
And even Louisville, you know what I'm saying? Let's be honest. Outside of 3-4 different schools, you got the big three, and then you have a few private schools. Everybody else is basically the same level.
Trying to figure it out.
Yeah, they trying to figure it out. So, man, I just think I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot of people just their pride hurt.
100%.
My friend is from Bryan Station.
100%.
My co-host is from Bryan Station, and he hates it. He don't like
Take the mic.
we be whooping him like that. And then when you win 31 straight games
Come on,
against
man.
city schools,
That creates a problem.
yeah.
He was doing good. They ate it with Messi. All right, with Messi.
So here we go.
Yes, sir.
Now, I want to preference everything that I'm saying.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. Let me interrupt.
Go ahead.
Go ahead,
Let me
D-Money.
interrupt you because I want to talk as an outsider looking in, right? 'Cause
Okay.
I don't got no relationship to no kids playing. I'm not at the games like that. But the take that I get is it seems like a lot of people are angry, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, because when the program started, they got to recruit kids from every school.
Absolutely.
Is that correct?
Like an unfair advantage. An unfair advantage.
This is the thing about, hold up. I'm going to say this, though. Now, listen, these kids had a choice to stay at their home school.
No.
A lot of these, for Carter G, they could have stayed, like a lot of kids are senior, they could have stayed at their home school. But they went to what was shiny and new.
Yep.
And not to cut be watching off there. But this is the thing about it. I'm telling you, it's like youth football. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, everybody wants to be with who they think's going to win. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to build a program to make it great.
Come on,
they want to go where it's going to be easy to win.
Instant gratification.
So why not
man.
go? I'm trying. There's people moving over to the district. And people staying in a one-bedroom apartment. Nobody home, man. Moving. I'm saying every year it's a new coup.
Oh, you had a kid come from Washington State.
Washington State.
To stay at Frederick Douglass's, their apartments over there. They got apartments.
It's a setup, man.
That's what they do over there. They got apartments. I know it sounds like hate, but it really ain't, because I really don't care. But I just think it's interesting because of the topic that you bring up about the hate, right? Mm-hmm. But I think that people are not being very realistic about what's really going on and how this even came about.
Tell the truth, man.
Because really, when you think about it, if you take not Frederick Douglass, but you take Carter G out of this equation, which is what's being talked about right now. See, Carter G is the segue for all these kids to get into Frederick Douglass. Once they remove that out, okay, and give Carter G their own building, everything changes.
Yes, sir.
I will agree with that to a certain extent, but I will tell you this. Sister Akins ain't having that. She don't want any part of that, her school being used for that, to my understanding. She's big on that.
Yeah.
So I won't say that's it, because she's fighting for that not to be the case.
But that is the case.
But I know, but it should be to me, but you got kids, like you said, moving from all over. You even said moving all over the plate.
But wait a minute, though. But why is that happening? It's happening because of how it was set up from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they let them in the regular school. You got a principal. No, they not moving to Carter G. They moving.
Well, no, but see, they've changed. They've changed Carter G, right? So now with Carter G, you either have to go in 6th grade and you have to stay there, or you have to go in as a freshman. You cannot transfer in. So either you're gonna have to move into the district, or you're not. But here's my point. At the end of the day, for me, I don't care. My thing, because I would go to whatever school I wanted to go to, and I wouldn't go to Frederick Douglass, because my thing would be, I want to compete against y'all and I want to beat you.
Yeah.
And the thing is, what really bothers me and this is either whether it's Frederick Douglass, whether it's Lexington Catholic, whether it's any of these schools, you have very, very good players in any sport that go to these schools and they sit on the bench and they don't play. So you got a lot of talented kids in this city that are not playing, and they will never play, right? If they would go to other schools and just play, because that's what it's all about, getting reps. So what's more important? You want to you want to go and be on a team and say, oh, I was on that team that had 100 kids, right? And we won state. But what did you do?
Now I just devil's advocate or whatever you want to call me. Like he said, I want to stress that when we started doing Big Things Kentucky, this was before Frederick Douglass came on.
Right.
Lexington wasn't burning it up like that.
No, they wasn't.
I mean, a lot of these schools pretty much had the same record.
Yes, sir.
Some of these schools, we had Lafayette had a nice run. They had a 2-3 year run, but everybody else was down too. So it's kind of like
But you take all those kids, kids.
But then is it? And I don't know, Q. You might, you got a historian here. You done been here a while. You kind of know. Has it always? It seems like it's always kind of been cycles. Like at some point in time, there's always like a big dog. Henry Clay at one point kind of had all the athletes.
And then Brian Station.
Brian Station had
I remember at a point when I was in high school, it was
Tate Creek.
It was Catholic. It was the main school that kind of was recruiting all the players and getting a lot of players coming in.
Kind of cyclical. And we see, maybe Brian Station is coming up. And one thing I talked to some coaches over there, and they said their biggest thing now is keeping the players that's supposed to come.
Then we got transfer portal for high school.
It's crazy, bro.
Transfer portal high school killing it. But one thing about it is having Pete at Bryan Station is huge. I know it might go to Pete's head, but having Pete at Bryan Station is huge. Because them kids like Pete and respect what Pete does, so that's going to be big. Now, but that's my thing that bothers my Frederick Douglass fans. It's not the players,
Talk
not
about
the coaches.
It. Talk about it.
I ain't got that
it's
yet.
It's the fans.
We got about 5 minutes
y'all
left.
want to make it all about the city. Oh, y'all ain't supporting the city. Y'all ain't supporting the city. But LCA been winning and doing things for years. Everybody support LCA.
Come on, man. Talk
ain't
about
nobody
it.
filling the stands for LCA championship game. Didn't nobody go to see Lafayette when they was running, doing that they run. Back in the day with Tate Creek, we got on somebody support. I'm saying. So everybody we also get on board and support now because your kid go there. And you only support no more. You don't go no games no more. You ain't in the stand.
Talk about it, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I had it as one of my topics over here. You beat me to it, but go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't grow up here, so I don't have really a dog in the fight. And at the same time, like I say, my kid goes to Tate Creek, so I could really care less because he plays baseball. So it really doesn't matter to me. But I just sit down and I just look at all the anger and all the stuff that goes on, when on Facebook and stuff, about this, and I'm just like, man, what's really going on? We talking about high school football?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing bad about
Did you look at my
Can't say nothing bad about them.
Like you can't say a word.
Nothing.
I mean, and the thing is, you got people that are leaving Frederick Douglass. You got coaches that have left Frederick Douglass because they can't even get no money to support the other programs because all the money goes to football. But it's just part of it, right?
I was going to ask y'all that. Go ahead, D-Money. Jump on in there.
I got a question that I want to know. What is the actual official rules on kids transferring to school?
Oh, well, see, that was another whole thing, right?
I don't think it is.
And I'm going to say this.
There once were.
I'm going to say this, and I'm going to back off.
When you transferred in district, you had to sit out 1 year.
This is why. This is another big reason why, and it's not a Frederick Douglass thing. This is everywhere, right?
Just ain't that, yeah.
KHSAA does a poor job of disciplining and controlling what goes on here. If you want to move, if you want to leave a school, then, hey, you sit out a year. Unless you're going to move in that district or you got a reason to do it. They don't want to do anything like that. As soon as you go in there, you lawyer it up, they back off. They don't want to deal with you if you lawyer it up.
I'm going to say two things real quick. One, it was told to me that if you your son live in your district right now, if he moves out of that district to another school district, he can go to any school he wants to in the city of Lexington, in private, public, whatever. But he has to actually physically leave that school district he in and move to another school district. This was told by a high school coach. This is told by a coach who got like 29 kids moving in to play for. Two, B. Watson says a lot because there's a kid that played Friday night football for Bryan Station when they lost to go to the state championship. Monday he's playing basketball GRC.
Yeah, it sure is. It sure is.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we all know. Everybody knows.
How's that possible?
Hey man, look, I'm telling
Friday
you.
night for Station, Monday morning.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You got another kid that just left Douglas, just transferred out of Douglas last week, and where's he at? Bryan Station.
Wow. That's why we got big things Kentucky on here, boy. I got high
Bro, this is a whole nother, you know what I'm saying? We need a whole hour for this.
Y'all, and some coaches are better at this than, I ain't gonna say coaches. Some parents are better at this than others. Don't transfer and call yourself moving and don't move.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Let's
call a spade
be
a spade.
smart about this. You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
I mean, you got like, hey, look.
I'm in shock right now. Y'all teaching me a lot.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you like
this.
Just keeping everything 100. I would never tell what's going on, but I'm just making general straight. I mean, you got kids that's living and that say they live here and they don't live here.
Don't even go there. You got a whole other family living at this address. And it's like, wait a minute.
They used to watch that stuff.
Hey, look,
And they do. They
got
send
people. They got
pictures and
people.
stuff.
They got people. Yeah. Walking around taking pictures.
And take pictures.
Doing all
this
kind of
kid is
stuff.
staying here and staying there.
At the same time, got people renting rooms.
I know you got to go, but I'm telling you, it's not a problem till little Johnny and little Bobby get done wrong.
Yeah.
That's why the big old thing with the Paris thing, with the kid from Paris that wanted to transfer to GRC, that's how that came about. A parent got mad because he's over there practicing with him, took her son's spot.
Yeah.
So they sent it to Paris, telling him what's going on. So the athletic director and the school superintendent got to make a decision.
Yeah.
So they put the locks on little buddy and let him go nowhere. Yeah. So everybody's mad, like, you holding the bag, you coaches change. That's true, but I'm gonna be honest with you. If I got a stud, I'm gonna hold on to him best I can. You gonna be with me or nobody.
The crazy with me or nobody. But the crazy thing about it is,
like a crazy boyfriend.
And I just go back to the kids, and I go back to the families, right? So my thing is, you got to realize, regardless of what sport, right? If you talk of basketball, you got 5 people on the field.
Man. This is absolutely
football, you got 11 on each side. Baseball, you got 9. Whatever the case may be. My thing is, as a parent, if your kid, I'm not moving my kid to no another school and he's not playing. Mm-hmm. If he ain't got the opportunity, but why am I gonna move my kid to a team that's loaded with a bunch of kids and he can't
get no burn?
Some parents probably think
Let me ask a question to speak to that, right?
But what does that do though?
So what I want to know is there benefits just to being on a team like Frederick Douglass as far as like getting recruited from the next level? Like, do they have more connections, or do they get kids seen more? Do they get kids in camps more?
Even if you don't play much.
I'll let you answer this one.
I mean, honestly, and this is the old adage, if you good, they gonna find you. Mm-hmm. And it all starts really with, height, weight, measurements. You got to have the measurables.
100%.
They starting there first, and then your grades and all that. Right. That all goes hand in hand. So it really doesn't matter where you play. If you can play, they gonna find you.
Crazy, bro.
They gonna find you. Now, and then you get into this we got a whole nother issue, transfer portal and all that. High school kids, their slots are being cut down.
Yeah.
So if you not one of them top kids, them top 5 at 5-star kids, 4-star kids, and you got dreams of D1, you either gonna walk on or you not. You know what I'm saying? It's time to start being realistic about that. And one thing me and Bew wonder about, man, we look at K-State, Kentucky State.
Yes, sir.
This is such a talent-rich area.
Yes, sir.
Even Lexington, Louisville, Kentucky, period. Why don't those kids want to go to K-State? It's a D2 school. You're playing in a conference. They have all of that. Kids get drafted. They've sent kids to the NFL. Yeah. But you will see so many kids, and not knocking the centers and but
skill positions.
Yes. Yeah. And it's like they will sign, center and the small college, Union College. They'll sign sometimes 50, 60 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And you paying.
And they paying. And they could have, scholarships and everything at Kentucky State, but they don't even want to go. And we don't understand that. That's
my whole thing on that is, and I'm just speaking from where I sit and from what I see, I don't even see anybody getting recruited by Kentucky State. I don't even see Kentucky State coaches
it's like an option.
Anywhere around anything. So I can't answer that question because I I don't see them.
But as a parent who's got a kid that's got talent, that's good. If they came to you and said, "Look,
if they paying,
if they offer you a full ride,
absolutely."
Yeah.
Because what I will tell you, to piggyback off of what you were saying, is that the way this situation is set up right now, and I'm just going to tell you straight up, in terms of kids getting recruited, unless you are the man,
a dog, yeah.
You can go to a D1 school if you want to. It's fine.
But you're gonna ride
But
the
an
bench.
honest coach is going to look you in the face and tell you, just like Deion said, I'm recruiting 4 freshmen, and everybody else is coming out of JUCO and coming out of the portal. Because they have to do it that way because everybody else is doing that way, right? So you got these young kids that are 17, 18 years old going up against kids that are 24, 25 because they are pulling these kids in from the portal and they're pulling these kids in from JUCO. So the thing is, again, we go back to the basics. If you really want to, you can go to a D1, but you're going to ride the bench for 2-3 years, or you may go and you may get cut. So all these guys that you see posting this stuff on Instagram and on Twitter, some of those guys are, getting money. Some guys are getting preferred walk-ons, and some of those guys will never see campus.
Absolutely.
And some of those guys will see campus, and they will be gone after the first semester.
Yep.
And to follow what they said, y'all keep getting fooled thinking these coaches getting these kids recruited. It's not the coaches. You got to have it. This is Jimmy and Joe's, and it's not the coaches. You got to have like I said, all the stuff Coach Truck said you got to have. They got to want you.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
That's the thing.
Plain and simple.
So find you some place and find you somewhere that wants you and go play. Get your reps in. And then jump into the portal.
Hey, man, I wish we could keep talking about this.
I did not know there was so many politics involved in high school sports.
So basically what that means is Big Things Kentucky. Y'all coming back on the show?
I got to, man. We got to extend this conversation, man.
Come back on the show. So before we get out of here, we got 2 minutes left. Tell everybody where they can find y'all at, what days y'all do y'all shows.
We have a show every Thursday on YouTube, Big Things Kentucky on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We got Coach Bew doing the TikTok dances and everything, baby.
I believe
Come check us out.
I believe it.
Big Things Kentucky, Coach Bew, Coach Truck. Check us out.
Real quick, D-Money, let them know where they can find you at real quick, 30 seconds.
Sports and Discourse, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Yes, sir.
Hey, with the smooth, velvety voice.
And we going for 2 hours. We going for 2 hours.
We going for 2 hours. Until that happens. Hey, call in, email, whatever y'all got to do. Goo, appreciate it. But we gotta get on about this thing. Thank you to special guest Big Bew and Coach Truck. But we up out of here. Treat somebody how you want somebody to treat your mama. We up out this thing, y'all. Peace.